We open today's show with one question. How much would you be willing to risk to stand up for what you believe in? I'm Annalise Borges, and this is The Stream.
Growing up in a very militarized society, I was always against violence, and I always did not want to be the one pointing the gun at people. There's this cycle of violence in this land that someone has to stop. Soon my military draft date will come up and I will refuse service, and I'm ready to bear with those consequences of refusing service. I am not threatened by military prison, military jail. I'm fully ready to face what they bring on.
That was what Tao Mitnick told us back in December. He's a conscientious objector, part of a small group of young people in Israel who refuse to serve in the military on moral grounds. Days after that interview, Tao was sent to prison for not enlisting. Now, a month later, he is out, but probably not for long. And today, we have Tao with us again here on The Stream. Tao, thank you so much for joining us. First of all, how are you? What has this past month in prison been like for you?
I mean, it's not easy by any means. I mean, you're locked up and your freedom is taken away from you, and you're put in an environment where there's no one really to talk to about any of my beliefs or my values, and it feels like I'm really only with myself in there. But I was able to stay strong through letters from friends and people that supported me from Israel and around the world. And my family visited me a couple times. So the first 30 days, I think I handled it pretty well. And when I'm out, it's really amazing to see all the support that I've really gotten in Israel and also and around the world. So I'm staying strong, and I'm going to go in again, and hopefully it'll stay this way.
For those unfamiliar with your beliefs, could you explain again why you refused to enlist? And has this time in prison done anything to change that?
So the reason I refuse to take part in the Israeli military is I refuse to take part in any system that uses violence as a means to solve problems. And I believe Israel uses its military in that way, has been using it for 70 plus years. And I believe this recent, after the terrorist attack on October 7th, instead of stopping the cycle of bloodshed, instead of stopping the violence, the Israeli military only continued the violence and opened and went on a revenge war in Gaza, not against Hamas, but against Palestinian civilians. And while I was in prison, not just that nothing almost changed my mind, I feel even more that I could never take part in this system.
Well, your courage has inspired many people. We asked our online community if they had questions for you. Amanda had this to ask. Take a look.
Hello, Tao Mitnick. This is Amanda from Indonesia, and I would like to ask you, were you threatened when you refused to serve in the IDF? What were the threats, and how did you respond to it?
What would you say to Amanda, Tao? What was the response? What has the response been to your refusal to enlist in the military?
So the mainstream media did not really pick up on my refusal because it's very supportive of the war, and they don't want to show any dissenting opinion. But TikTok sites like TikTok and Twitter and non-mainstream kind of sources were covering my refusal, painting me obviously as a traitor. And I got messages to my WhatsApp and to my Instagram and threats. But these people aren't real. I mean, they are real, but they're not talking to me face to face, and I don't really feel threatened by them.
You were sentenced to 30 days in prison, and you mentioned that if you refuse to enlist again, you will be sent back to jail. Can you tell us how this works and what do you expect to happen next?
So when they let you out of prison from your sentence, they give you another enlistment date, because I had most people, they give them a date that they have to go to their base, back to their unit. And for me, I got another enlistment date. My next enlistment date is this Monday. And I'm going to go there and refuse service again and get sentenced to probably another 30 days, but we'll see.
So that means you could be away from your family, from your friends again for perhaps another 30 days. Doesn't that frighten you?
I feel like if I pass it once, I can pass it again, and it's going to be hard. I'm going to miss my family very much.